team, welcome to the next session of our strength and conditioning phase in our build program. Today on the cards we've got some single leg work, some upper body and core. So let's get stuck straight into it, shall we? Alright, we'll start with, I'll just remind what you will need. You will need a box or something sturdy to stand on. So not super high, so you can see the height here. We'll need a band, ideally if you've got a loop through band. If not, you can do one with handles or some hand weights of the same size. So you need two hand weights. So that's what you're going to need today. Let's get stuck into it. All right, let's make our way onto the floor. Let's do a little bit of a cat-cow stretch. Let's get some movement happening through our spine, through our shoulders. Squeeze those shoulder blades as you go up and down. Tuck your feet under, and we're just going to bring those hands back a little bit. We're going to go back, then we're going to rock forward. Coming back, rock forward. So you're coming over your hands. And to get that core engaged, warming up a little. So you're coming into that plank position, but you're going to be over your hands. A couple more here. And knees back down. Let's make our way onto our back. We'll do a little bit of glute bridge, get those glutes waking up. Tuck those shoulder blades under. So you want those shoulders down to the ground so you don't want to be arched up here. So tuck those under. Hands flat on the floor. Feet shoulder width apart. And we're just going to pop up. Popping up. Squeeze those glutes and back down. Breathe through it. A couple more here. Weights in the heels of your feet. Last one. Okay. We're just going to come up into standing position. Actually, while we're here, just give a little bit of a shuffle around in our squat position. But we're going to do, standing up, we're going to do some single leg stability in our warm-up, just because we've got that coming up in our main set. So we're going to step back, step to the side, and step forward. The side and back. So just start to get a little bit of stability happening here. That standing glute will need to do some work to hold you stable here. Okay, and switch sides. If you start to wobble, reset. Okay, don't keep working through it. Reset. And if you want, you can drag your foot out and drag it back in rather than taking it off the ground. That's okay. Alright, back to our original leg, and we're just going to do some hip openers. So getting some mobility through them as well. And swing the other way. The control through that core. We're getting the movement through our hips, not through our upper body swinging around. That's our hips that are moving. Switch sides. It's going backwards again. And switch directions. coming forward. Go as slow as you need to, so you can stay nice and controlled. All right, if you have a band handy, I'm just going to do some overhead press downs. So squeezing down, pushing up, switch this around. So we're squeezing, so any band works, squeezing down and coming back up. Some overhead press here. And just getting some movement through those shoulders. So I've got some upper body. Last one. All right, shake out anything else if it needs warming up. Otherwise, we're going to get stuck into today's session. We need a reasonable size weight. I haven't got the right size weight here with me today. That's what I'm going to do. So kettlebell hand weight is a perfect thing for this. We're going to do some single leg deadlifts. So we're coming down in this position, coming back up. I should swap my hands. So the weight is in the opposite hand of your leg, so we're creating that instability. So coming down, hinging at the hips, and back up. All right, so setting ourselves up, getting that grounded foot grounded to the floor, weights more in the heels than your toes. Okay, let's go. We've got 8 on each side. 1, 2, we want to keep those hips stable. 3, if you need, you can pop arm out. 4. Should feel all those fibers and tendons of your foot working to stabilize you. 6, 7, these are slow and controlled. 8, switching sides. So grounded foot, weight in the opposite hand, off we go. 1. Again, if you fall out, just reset yourself. You'll find one leg is better than the other. 5, 6. Remember, it's a hinge, so you're like a pendulum. 7. And 8. Okay, so there's our slow and control. We're going to be taking that in to what's called sprinter start. So we're going to be down in this position here, and we're going to be driving up. Okay, so getting a little hop on the foot as we go up. Okay, getting ready to go. We've got 8 on each side. 1, 2, 3. Drive that knee up. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Switch sides. Sitting up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Use those arms, drive with it as well. So there's your 2 exercises there. Single leg deadlift with weight, and then our sprinter starts. Driving that knee up, driving up off the ground. 8 on each side. You've got 3 to 4 times through. So press pause. Once you've done those, come back and we'll get stuck into our next exercise. Okay, those down, we've got overhead press. So as I mentioned, you could do these with a band if you've got a band that's the right tension for you. Here, got overhead press. Or if you've got one with handles, or hand weights if you need. So the main thing is with an overhead press, We don't want to arch through here. We're keeping that neutral spine here, pulling that belly button in, and we're not flaring our chest. As soon as you flare the chest, the arch will back. So pulling it here, we want to be tall, and we're pressing up here. All right. So we're going to do 8 slow and controlled, and then 8 fast, powerful ones. So setting up with whatever weight or band you have. Let's go. Now I'm doing it single leg here because my band is a very heavy band and I'm not going to be able to pull it up. So depending on the strength of your band, just set it up so you're just getting the right tension. Hopefully I'll be able to work through these. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up, 6, 7, and 8. If you need a little rest in between, then go for it. Otherwise, you're then taking it straight into 8, fast and powerful. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And relax. So it's important to get the right tension. My band was a little bit heavy for me today. So again, that right tension, or if you've got weights, so slow and controlled, and then 8 powerful. All right, alternating through those 3 to 4 times. Press pause, get those done, come back, and we'll finish off with some lower leg. Okay, upper body done, we're back to lower leg. This is where we're going to need our box of some sort, so it needs to be steady. All right, you don't want something that's going to run away from you, so it needs to be steady and on a flooring that it's not going to slip on. So we're going to do, pop it here so you can see, some leg lowers. So we're going to be up on our box and going to be lowering to the side. So we're trying to keep stable here, so we're lowering down, controlling that movement, and coming back up. All right, that's why we need that box, so we can lower down, so we're sitting down into it, coming back, so we're not bringing that knee forward. So sitting back into it, knee out to the side, the opposite foot out to the side. All right, let's get going. So we've got 8 on each side. 1. And again, if you lose control, just set yourself back up. 3, 4. You could do this off a step if you don't have an actual box. 6, 7, and 8. Switching sides. Okay, ready to go again. Oop. 1, 2. You want to control that knee, so we don't want it coming in or out. 3 needs to track along that train track. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're controlling that lower down, so we really work on controlling it, not dropping down. Control down, controlled up. So we've got 8 there on each side. We're going to be alternating that with box power jump. So one foot's going to be out to go back to our starting foot, and we're going to be powering up. Okay, a little jump at the top. So this is where we need our platform to be nice and stable. As I said, if you need to do it off a step or something else you think suitable here. All right, so we're doing 8 on each side, nice and powerful. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, pushing off with that big toe. 8. So as you push up, pushing off with that big toe. Opposite side, let's go. 1, 2, 3, Alright, so these two exercises that you're going to be going through. Lowers, single leg lowers, 8 slow and controlled each side, and then our single leg power ups or power jumps, 8 on each side. Roll through that 3 to 4 times. Press pause, come back with me, and we'll finish off with our core. Okay, last exercises for today. We've got some controlled V-ups. So we have seen these before. So a couple of variations if needed. When you're lowering your legs down, the easier version is feet touch the ground. Harder version is feet don't come down to the ground. So we're in this position, so it's a V, so we're looking at that V. Shoulders just off the ground though, you're not going to come sitting right up. So we're going here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and relax. We will alternate that with kneeling side plank. So you'll do those, then into kneeling side plank. So one knee on the ground, bring that hip up nice and high. And we're going to be doing leg lifts as we're doing that side plank. Okay, 8 on each side, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Straight switch over. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. High plank, get that hip up. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Alright, so there are your 2 core exercises, so you can alternate through those. So you go 3 to 4 times or 2 to 4 times, finish off with your core. And press pause. Once you've done those, we'll come back and finish with a little bit of mobility to finish off today's session. Okay, core done. Let's stretch it out. Give it a nice stretch. Point those toes. Point your fingers to the opposite end of the room. A few big deep breaths. Now we're going to bring our knees into tabletop. Arms out to the side. We're just going to drop our knees from one side to the other. You want your eyes to go to the opposite end of the room that your knees are. So just do these nice, slow and controlled. Deep breath when you get to that side. Breathe through it. Coming back up to centre, twist those legs over, one foot over across the other, drop to one side, eyes to the opposite end of the room, and then try and get both those shoulders down on the ground. Use your top foot to push that knee down to give a nice deep stretch. A few deep breaths to breathe through. Coming back to centre, unravel, switch to the opposite side. Try and get those shoulders onto the ground. Press your hands down into the ground. Big deep breaths. Coming back to centre, unravel. We're just going to grab one knee and drop the other foot down to the ground. So let's give it a nice hug, bringing it into your chest. Then when we're in that position, bring the opposite knee up, and then we're just going to stretch out that glute. So stretching this opposite glute here, and push that knee down, foot up. And a nice stretch. If you want to press your foot down, you can. I find if you actually bring that knee up and use that as a force to push against. And then switch sides. Hugging that knee. Press that other foot down into the ground so you get a nice deep stretch. Then bringing that knee up, twisting it over and pressing and getting that stretch right through the glute. Letting that foot down, stretching right back out again. Onto your stomach, stretch out that core again, press those elbows into the ground. And then we're going to go into child's pose. Knees out wide, hands to the front of your mat, dropping your head down. So try and stretch out to start with, try and stretch out your shoulders. So pressing those hands down, trying to get those shoulders down. You feel one tighter than the other. At the same time, you're getting stretched through your groin. Just bring your hands to one side of the mat, stretching out side body. Then to the other side. Back to center, and then we're just going to relax. So you can relax those arms down, you can pop your head on your hands or head on your mat. And just a nice few deep breaths to finish off here. Such a calming position just to finish off your session in. When you're ready, you can hop up. If you want to finish doing any other stretches or great time to do some rolling, well then certainly do that. Otherwise we are done